Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this second Masterspec webinar. We are going to look at the basics of creating a project. So we are going to look at several options. One of them would be to create a project and a specification from blank. The other option is to look at creating a project from an existing specification. And the third one is going to be creating a project from an office master. So starting with today's webinar. So to start a new project, log into your Masterspec account. Once you log into your Masterspec account, you will be landing here at the dashboard. Now at the dashboard, to start a new specification, simply click on Create New Specification. And here we have two options, an existing project or a new project. To start a new project, you need to enter the project details. The first thing is selecting a client. So this could be the client for whom you're writing the specification. So I am going to be here. Once you have created a client, you don't need to create the client for every project that you start if it's the same client. You can just pick the client from this list. So these always get saved here. Enter the project name. If your organization provides a project reference, then you can put that. You can choose an image. So this could be an architect's impression or an architect's rendering. This will appear as an image on the cover page of your specification. So you can do that simply by click browse, and I'm just going to put a cover photo, and you can put a due date as well, and this will come up on your specification dashboard as well. And put in the address. And then project specifications. So this will be your spec name. It could be a 30% design spec, a concept spec, a tender spec. So whatever the document represents, you can do that. So I'm just going to put as concept spec. Now the main point of this webinar today is to look at these three options here. How would you start a blank? How would you clone from an office master? Or how would you clone from an existing document? So to start blank, that's it. You simply click add. And it will bring you to the Next-Gen 2 platform or the project page. So this is your main project page. On the left-hand side here, as you can see, it says manage work sections here. So it's a blank project. There are no work sections downloaded at the moment. Work sections would be downloaded from the library here. So this library basically contains all the work sections. And from here, you can start adding work sections into the project. Now, the second option is to start a specification from cloning one. So to do that, what I will do is first I will add a couple of work sections. So now, as you can see, I have just added a couple of work sections as an example to show what happens when you clone it. Now, to clone a project, you can go back to the main project page, which is again at the top. You can access the menu. So from projects, click on create a new specification. Now existing project. So you can create a new project as we just saw. So you might have written a specification for an older project which matches the new project. It could be a similar office building or a low-rise residential or anything. and you want to just you want to save time, and you can bring all of those work sections into the new project and start from there. It could also be that you have an existing project and you want to pick up from where you left off. So we had the concept spec, and now we want to go to a 60% design spec, for example. Then we want to be working under the same project. So you would retain existing project option, and then under that, you just find the project that you are working on from the list. So you pick the office building project which we were working on, and it will copy all the details of the client, the name of the project, the address, all of that. All you need to do is put a specification name here. So I will put a 60% design spec, and then I am going to clone it from an existing specification document. So you click this option. Now you have two options. You can either again pick it up from the drop-down menu, if you know, or you can search for the name. So you can search. So I know the name, so I'm just going to search by concept, and it came up with the office building concept spec. So I select that and then add. So once I do that, it will copy the work sections that I had added in my previous project. Any changes that I might have made to that through those work sections would also be copied into this project, and which means that all your work is retained, and then you can from here carry on to your next phase of the project. Now, the last bit of this webinar is to cover how to start from an Office Master. Office Masters are master templates that can be used across the organization. They are a brilliant way for team leaders and technical directors to form a template which can be used by teams across the organization. We will be covering in our future webinars in detail how to create Office Masters and what are the advantages, and why you should be using them, how to update them, and how to use them in the most effective way. So do keep a lookout for our upcoming webinars on Office Masters. For now, I will show you how to create a project from an existing Office Master. So simply again, go back under projects, click create a new specification. I'm going to be creating a project from an Office Master in the existing project. So again, I'm going to pick Office Building Project, which means it will again bring in all the details. And then here under the specification name, I will say tender specification. And now I'm going to click clone from an Office Master. So same scenario as cloning from an existing specification document. You can either pick an Office Master from a drop-down list, or you can search for it. This time I'm going to pick from a drop-down list, and I'm going to pick a structural low-rise. Now here it says this Office Master contains at least one work section that is no longer current. It simply means that the work section has been updated, and I will show you what that means. So once I click add, what it will do is now it is accessing that Office Master from our database, and it is going to take all the work sections that are in that Office Master, and it is going to copy it in. So what that means is all the work sections that you see here with the orange triangle, we have Masterspec has updated those work sections. So the part of the maintenance that we do on a monthly basis, where our team of technical editors look at what changes are coming through MBIE and the changes to standards. So the New Zealand Building Code updates and the standards update, we apply those on a monthly basis, and then we update the work section so that you don't have to update it. So that's what the notification is about. So again, when we do our Office Masters webinar, we will show you how to keep them up to date, so that when you're using that for a project, all the information is up to date. If it is still not updated, you can update them when you have imported them into the project. It's not a problem. But for now, this is how you basically import an Office Master to create a new project. to do that, you can go to the the update tab under your project detail. And from here, you can make changes to your project details. So I can change the project name, I can change reference, I can change the image. So I can either delete the image or choose another image from here. Um, I can change the date, I can change the address, a name. So that's how you can update. And then once that is done and I click update, it will change the details. So that's how you make changes to your project details. So do we have any other questions? Well, yes and no. So there is a tool that we have, which is Access. So Access is what allows you, the Access tool is what allows you to restrict access to nominated staff. So this is an internal access tool where you can provide access or restrict access to internal staff. So here you've got two options. So it says edit content access. So you can pick which staff gets to edit content, and that way it will give them access, and then you can also give them administrator rights. So when you give them admin rights, they can change the details of the project. They can make changes to the work sections, and they can do all those things. So that's how you can change access for the project. But the other thing is granting external access. So when you say external access, this is somebody outside your organization. Absolutely. You should keep your Office Masters updated. In our upcoming seminar about Office Masters, we will show you how to update the Office Master, and we will talk more about the updates and how we roll them and how you can get to them, and the details about it. But definitely, because whatever changes you make to the Office Master, that gets cloned, it gets imported into your project as is. So it is very important to keep your Office Masters up to date. So to make the cover page changes, the tab that you need to use is the Update tab. This tab can be accessed from anywhere. So if I get out of this specification where you've just logged into Masterspec, and you will see that here it is showing the latest specs. So you go into any of the project, and it will bring you to the dashboard or to the project page, and then you go to the Update tab. And here you can change the name, you can update the details of the project. So I can change the cover page, I can change the address, you can change the name. So tender specification for contractor. Cool, that's it's good, guys. We've got a good crowd today. Look, if you have any other questions, you can always send your questions us to gen@masterspec.co.nz. That is gen@masterspec.co.nz. So we are on LinkedIn. So that's our Masterspec page on LinkedIn. Do add this to your following list. You can keep up to date here with the upcoming webinars. You can also keep up to date from what's happening recently on Masterspec and how we are dealing with the lockdown with COVID-19. You can also follow us on YouTube. So YouTube not only will have this video of the webinar that we are conducting right now, but it also has webinars and training videos and how-to videos from previous times as well. So there is a whole lot of videos here, guys, that you can go and look at, and small things that you might get stuck with. It might have a quick answer. So you can go to our Instagram page and start following us. It will have details on what's happening with Masterspec. We do run a very interesting Did You Know series, which covers small snippets and small tips and tricks about your day-to-day usage of Masterspec. So that would be all, guys, for me. And I'll see you at the next webinar. Thanks, guys. Bye.